that knows somebody. Wow. What's up? What's going on? Good to have you here. We got it dressed up for you.
Yes, I love that.
Just for Miss Caroline. Got some jam on for you. We got plenty of snacks over there if you want to get some snacks. All right?
Yes, sir.
Go have a seat. Come on in. Putting them on.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Good stuff.
Man,
stuff.
That coaching back in the day, that's I'm proud to have met you back on the field, man.
Exactly.
You know,
how many years ago?
It's been 2007.
2007.
Yeah.
Hey, check it out. First of all, we want to get started with Outside the Line Podcast. My name is Lee Hughes, and today we have a special guest, Miss Caroline Patterson. I also have my super excited host,
Yes.
co-host, Mr. Christopher Hunter.
How y'all doing?
Mr. Christopher Hunter. Just want to tell you a little bit about the podcast. This particular podcast is outside the line. So basically, it's allowing us to see the insight, the personal side of our athletes. So we know what Miss Caroline can do on the field, but we want to see her personal side. We want to see who she really is, We know she's getting ready to go to some amazing places. And so we're going to open it up.
The Rambling Ray. Let's go.
So one thing real quick, Chris, you was talking about playing ball back in the day. We met on the field.
Yeah,
and how long ago was that?
It was 2007.
2007.
Kids were playing coach pitch.
Right.
Which if I was going back to coaching,
right.
Guess where I would start?
Coach pitch?
Coach pitch. I love that.
Not T-ball?
Yeah.
Not T-ball.
I mean,
not really. You don't want to go
the parents there are a little more.
Right.
You can't even really coach because they're yelling. They're
yelling at the kids. So, to our special guest, Miss Caroline Patterson, welcome to Outside the Line Podcast.
Thank you.
So, first of all, first question for you, we'd like to know, who are you and where are you from? Where you were born?
I was born in North Carolina, but my dad was in the military, so I can't really say I'm from one place because we moved around a lot. But I think the longest we stayed in one place was in Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Yes, sir.
Okay, wow. How long was that? Were you in elementary school during that time? Couple years?
Yes, sir, but I didn't go to school whenever I was younger. I was homeschooled.
Excellent. Okay, it paid off.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff. So, we got all this Georgia Tech over here. First of all, Caroline is a junior at Tatnall High School. She's done some amazing things. We got some amazing stats to show you guys today, or to tell you guys. But also, we know you're big on team.
Yes,
we know that you have two amazing teams that you play for. Could you really tell us about the Tatnall team that we all know in the Middle Georgia area, and then we'll tap into your mojos and see how that goes, okay?
Okay. Our Tatnall team was very young this year. We had only one senior and 4 juniors. Mm-hmm. So it was us juniors really getting to have 2 senior years, basically being leaders for 2 years since we had one senior. And the underclassmen really did their job of this year, just really taking in what we had to say. And it was just so nice to be able to coach them, but also listening to our new coach, JB. He was so good this year to us, and it really showed on the field of us getting second at state.
Oh, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Second.
It was really good.
Wow, awesome. Good stuff. What do you have, Chris?
Well, so you said Coach JB?
Yes, sir.
What's his full name?
Jordan Brooks.
All right, Jordan Brooks. All right.
Shout out. Jordan Brooks.
So again, outside the lines, all right, your team, I wanted to highlight something pretty early in our podcast about voting.
Mm-hmm.
You're not able to vote just yet, but what's that? What does it mean to you to know that you're going to have a voice in today's society?
It'll mean a lot to me. Like, just be able to put my opinion out there. Being able to have my own opinion in the first place is just really such a blessing to me. Mm-hmm. And just being able to show that I have an impact of what happens in the country means a ton to me.
All right. Hey, that means a lot to us to even hear that.
I know. That's amazing. You know, some younger kids or youth really need to focus on that a little bit more. Mm-hmm. You know, they need to kind of grow up into the household and learn how important it is to vote. You know, mm-hmm. So we have some great elections going on right now, and so we need to make sure we put our hands in there and make sure we get who we want to get out there.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. So I came over to the field the other day, and you showed me some of your catching skills.
Yes, sir.
Right? Can you really break that down for me? Tell me, you know, what it is to be a catcher and how do you really become a catcher? I mean, what's the art of catching? You know, I've tried it maybe once, and my knees was crackling, and this was years ago.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me. So it takes a special person to get behind that plate. Tell me the art of catching.
I think catching, like, you just really have to want to be involved in the game. Like, being a catcher, you're going to be in every single pitch, every single play.
Oh, yeah.
And being able to maneuver the strike calls and stuff, that is like a game inside its own game for me. Like, being able to see how big I can work the strike zone from the inside to the outside, the up, down, like, it's just a whole nother game, and it turns it into so much more than what it really is for me.
So your pitcher has to be, you have to be as one.
Yes, sir.
You know, how is it working with some great pitchers and not so great pitchers? So I know sometimes, you know, you just, oh my God, can they please put it over here?
Yeah.
You know, some of those situations really happen.
Yeah, I really do feel those, but.
So how do you bring the best out of a pitcher though?
You just gotta stay positive and really like vocalize like, hey, you got this, and like next pitch, whatever, and stuff like that. Just to hype them up and make sure they know that I'm gonna be supporting them, and still, even if they're not gonna hit their spot, like I'm still gonna work to get as many strike calls as I can for them.
Exactly. Okay, that's good stuff. So unless you have anything real quick, Chris, we can go to that spotlight on the field where she was actually showing us how she was actually catching, how she actually pops up. So let's go to that clip right now.
Lulu sponsored like Ga.Tech gear.
Right.
And it was fun going up there and going to the bookstores and seeing all the new stuff they have.
So once we do this, I want you to give me a whole kind of rundown on how that went down. How you was able to, how did they recruit you, and how did it fare for you? Were you 100% sold on Georgia Tech?
Okay.
Did someone in your family go to Georgia Tech?
My poppy did.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, he went there and he was a pilot.
Okay.
And one of my uncles goes there and does like some secretive thing, I don't know.
Okay.
Some research thing. He can't explain what it is. I just know he's there.
That's what's up. So, I know you got your hair done.
Yeah.
And if you want to put your helmet on, you don't have to. You can, but you don't have to.
Okay.
But I do want you to get in a position.
Okay.
And I want you to pop up as if, you know, you're actually gunning someone out. Because I
might scoot up a little bit so I don't knock in the.
Yeah.
Okay. Just like.
See this right here is super special. Everybody can't do that, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody can't do that. Everybody don't have the speed. Everybody don't have the technique. You have to learn that.
Yeah.
It takes years and years to learn that. and then to have the speed.
I don't think it's like so much the speed and like so much popping up and some things. It's like if you're lacking like transfer time, your arm strength should make up for it. And then like if you're lacking in like a arm strength or something, your transfer time is gonna make up for it. So like whatever
you gotta know your
weaknesses and your strengths.
And so, do you have any weaknesses?
I mean, I think my transfer time is not as good as it could be, but I think my arm strength is good enough for me to be able to take my time with my transfer and make sure I got a good grip on the ball.
Right, exactly. That's what's up. So, I mean, we got to talk about the state championship, right?
Yeah.
So we have to talk about that. As most of you know, Caroline was in the state championship this past weekend against Westfield.
Yes.
And she also was it a three-run shot?
Yes, it was 3-run.
3-1 bomb. How big is that field?
I think my dad looked it up, and I think it was 210.
210. So she hit it probably 250, 260, I'm sure.
Yes, it went really far. It was the farthest one I've hit.
Exactly. And so this picture you hit it off of.
She's a University of Kentucky commit.
She's committed already to Kentucky, so that lets you know the power that Caroline has.
Yes.
So if you can stand up there and give us, kind of mimic that swing for us a little bit. Well, take us through your mindset, first of all. That's what I want to hear, the mindset of walking up to the plate. You got to run on first, run on second.
Yeah.
How many outs?
There was no outs.
No outs?
No outs.
What inning?
I'm pretty sure it was the fourth.
Fourth inning. You were down.
Yes,
What
sir.
was the score there?
I think it was 3-2.
3-2. Okay, 3-2. And so you walking up to the plate. Run me through it.
I was nervous, to be
That's
honest.
fine.
I had struck out my first at bat, and I knew I needed to go up there and do something to make up for that in my first at bat.
Right.
So it was just basically in the same situation as my first at bat, but I knew I was going to go up there and do something at least different and put the bat on the ball and put it in play.
You made your mind up.
Yes.
Wherever you are.
Yeah.
Be there.
Yeah. And I got way ahead in the count, and it was 3-0, so I was taking my next pitch, seeing if she would throw me something or not. So I took it, and then the next one, it was right middle outside, and I love it outside.
Oh, so you like the outside?
Yes, I love it outside, so I was just ready to unleash it, and I just took it. I was so excited.
Oh my God, it sounded like a bomb or something exploded.
Yes,
it was
it
kind of
did.
crazy. I mean, I first seen it on Facebook, and then I saw it on the news later.
Yeah.
And so to hear it, I think your mom had the video.
Yes.
So I actually want that video, so we will get that video and send it to you. So to hear it from your mom's camera, it was almost like something blew up.
Yeah. It was just the power that Cindy was putting behind the ball too. I mean, she throws
She's excellent.
upper 60s.
I mean, she's amazing.
Yeah.
To get a hit off her
Yes.
is big time.
Yeah.
So we know how great she is, right?
Yeah, it was a very big accomplishment for me
Exactly.
hitting the ball like that off of her.
I know Ga.Tech feel really good,
Yeah.
knowing that they got someone that can hit a bomb like that off one of the best pitchers in the state, right?
All right, very impressed with you, Caroline. We want to know. So you're a Georgia Tech recruit. You runner-up in state a couple of times. So it's easy to be a front runner. You know, you excelling on top of the world. What has kept you motivated when there's sometimes you slip from being the front runner to you're trying now to just juggle all of this pressure? What keeps you motivated? How does that look in Caroline's life?
It definitely was just my goal of being a D1 player. Like, even when I was at the lowest of my lows, I was like, no, this is not going to get to me. Like, I'm going to be a D1 player. Wow. And I know plenty of other girls I play travel ball with have felt the same way. And, like, we all just kind of look to each other because we go through the same things, essentially, of, like, slumps, not be able to field a ball here and there. But, like, it's just, like, the fact that you just have to work through it, and most of the times it's not even your mechanics, it's what's going on in your head, and then you just can't, you gotta go up there and be like, all right, flush it. Like, people say that all the time, but like, you actually have to be able to do that, and that's something that I've worked on so much this summer, and it's helped a lot.
Oh yeah, that's nice. You know, I told you earlier I play tennis, and some of the people I follow in tennis, they all have like psychology coaches and stuff, just to keep their mind focused on the goal and to not be. So it's good to see that you already are practicing that, because even beyond the field in life, you're gonna need. There's always gonna be that where you have to overcome.
Yeah.
So it's good to hear that. What you got?
Exactly. You know, I was really kind of reminiscing on the times when Caroline would come in and train with TNG. She was always ready. She was always happy and smiling. You know, it's not many people come in with a big smile and want to lift the heaviest weight she can find. But we had some amazing days. Caroline would come in and really squat some of the weights that, you know, I think we started in middle school. I think you had a few championships then. I think I went to a couple games. So I think I got a nice picture of us with the championship. So she was always a hard worker. She came in ready. So I don't know if it was a mental tap that she allowed herself to come in and say, hey, I know TNG is going to bring that heat.
Yes.
So she's got to be ready. And she was ready every time. And I can sit here and say I really appreciate that. From a trainer's look at a great athlete, you know, it allows us to really do our job. You know, when you have someone come in and they really don't want to work out, it makes it hard for us. So now we had to tap into the mental, how to motivate this person, how to inspire this person. But if we have someone like Caroline that comes in and say, where you at, coach?
Yeah,
I need that work.
Yeah.
And so she came in and really hit it hard. Tell me about some of your workouts and some of your work ethics, and how's that really propelling you to hit those bombs like we talked about? Because you're weighing what,
130,
and she hitting it, you know, 330, about 230 at least. I mean, she's killing the ball and she's getting everyone out. You know, nobody's stealing on her either. We need to talk about that. So TNG, the next generation sports and fitness, had some amazing times with Miss Caroline. Tell us about your work ethics.
It really just, like, I'm doing it for me. Like, working out, I'm going to make myself stronger. If it's not for softball, it's to make myself love my body more, get it how I want. You know, like, it's not always about the softball working out wise. Like, I have mental health. Like, I want to look good for myself and stuff like that.
Lifestyle.
That's good. That's good.
Yes.
That's young to be saying that.
Yeah, that's good. I mean,
I like
that's
that,
healthy right there.
That's
It's healthy that's even there.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
More people need to hear that and see that, you know, because mental health is a huge issue in our society, especially COVID kind of propelled it to the forefront. So I'm glad to hear you focus on that.
Yeah, and I think COVID was one of the times that I pushed myself to the hardest of like, just like, I have all this free time, like, might as well put it to work. I can go work out.
Exactly. Now, keep in mind, Miss Caroline is a junior. She still has a senior year. And so just want to really emphasize that, because Outside the Line Podcast is really for seniors. Okay? It's for seniors. And it's also for freshman college athletes. So you actually have to come back next year because of the simple fact that it's for seniors. Okay? But she's done some amazing things, and she's committed to Georgia Tech. And so, and she's been one of TNG finest for years. And so we had to have her on. We couldn't wait. You know, it'd been nice to wait till she's a senior, but there's no way I could have waited on Miss Caroline. I would actually love to go to a clip that we have about your teammates. So, home visitors, which side is yours?
This is our home dugout.
So where's your spot in here? What, do you hang out at a certain place, or you just kind of roam around?
Whenever we're in the dugout and we're cheering, we usually have like these two chairs, like right here in this like walkway, and we just really just sit here and watch the pitcher examining everything on the field, cheering on my teammates.
Yeah. So, are you calling the throws or the pitches, or
Your
No.
coach calling the pitches for you.
My coaches.
Coach, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Because that's a critical moment there when you got to know whether you want to throw it inside, outside,
yeah.
high, drop, curve, whatever. Tell me about some of your teammates.
For Tatnall?
For Tatnall?
Okay.
Oh, so we can talk about your travel team also. I know
Okay.
that's amazing for you.
Yes.
Have really put you on a lot of places.
Yes, sir.
Probably got you at Ga.Tech.
Yeah, it definitely was one of the biggest impacts
Yeah.
for me to be able to get committed.
And what's the name of the
Tennessee Mojo.
Tennessee Mojo? Should have known that. Wow.
Yes, sir.
How long you been playing for the Mojo?
I think this is probably my 3rd year playing for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just love that. It's such a close family and everything.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. And that's the thing for me, to feel good, to play with a team that really feels and really wants you there.
Yeah.
I mean, you feel free. You can do whatever you like.
And it's a lot easier because we all want the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're all there to be, well, we all were there to be looked for like a D1 scholarship. And now I think everybody but 2 people on my team are committed and we're all D1 commits.
Everyone is D1?
Yes, sir.
And how many players is that?
13?
13 players D1.
Yes, sir.
From the
and then
Mojo.
2 aren't committed yet,
They're
but
not committed, but
they're going to be.
they're going D1.
Yeah.
So what was your record with the Mojo?
I'm
Tennessee
not.
Mojo.
I'm not very sure about our record, but we did win a national tournament in
Sure.
Indiana this summer.
Right.
It was very, very exciting, and we also won Show Me the Money in Newberry, Florida.
Okay.
And we got 10K
Show
from
me
that.
the money.
Yes, sir.
You guys got what?
10K.
10K?
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute now. For the team or each?
For the team.
Nah, just
for the team. And we got customized gloves from that and
Right.
a whole bunch of new uniforms. It was very exciting.
Oh, wow, wow.
Hey, that was amazing, Caroline, to see that on the field. And just to give y'all some of her accolades as a softball player, she's a junior right now. 36 games, 98 at bats. She had a 4.9 batting average.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
wow. That's a wow.
Her on base percentage was even higher than that. So she got on base at a 584. So she was also 3-time All-Region and All-State 2022 Player of the Year. So from the field to the classroom, 4.1 GPA.
Wow.
So take note of that, 4.1 GPA. She also does some community work at her school and with sports. She gives catching lessons. She helps the school with softball and soccer camps. Hey, so soccer, that's interesting.
So you're a soccer player, Chris. You played.
Well, I played in high school and I played adult league. All right. How did that come about? Being involved in soccer camps.
My mom played soccer in college for a little while, so she really influenced me to get into soccer as a good conditioning and something other than softball to just take my mind off of it.
You looking forward to the World Cup coming up? It's about to start.
Yes, sir.
All right, hey. It's in Qatar, so we're gonna have to catch some late night. You know?
Yeah.
But that's that resume on and off the field. That's the athletes that actually we like to highlight. You know, so kudos to you.
Thank you.
What you
Yeah,
got,
so to kind of piggyback off that a little bit, we so keep in mind Caroline just came off an amazing run to the state championship. They went against Westfield. They came up slightly short on their quest to win the state. But Caroline, you know, she hit an amazing home run.
Yes, sir.
And when I say amazing, it was a blast from the past. It was amazing. It was a 3-run shot off one of the number 1 pitchers in the Middle Georgia area. You know, the pitcher she hit it off she's an excellent player. She's a friend of Caroline, so you know, for them to actually glove it up on the field and go against each other, and they've been going against each other for the last few years.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about that blast. Give me that moment. tell me that excitement that ran through your veins, that
was-
ice.
It was absolutely like just unbelievable to have done that. Like we were down already and we were starting to get a little nervous and stuff.
Yeah.
And I had come up and I had already struck out against her and I was just like, I need to do something different this time. And I was like, I'm going up there swinging ready. And I did. And I hit that home run and I was just complete shock. I was yelling around the bases, screaming, and it just felt so good. And I mean, it feels good to hit something off of a good pitcher like that, not just anybody.
Exactly. I mean, when she hit this ball, I mean, I tell you, the field is like 210, maybe 215, 220. She had at least hit it about 260, 240, 260. It was gone. You know, as MJ would say, Marvin James would say, it was gone. Good stuff. Oh, I loved it, man. Ooh, I can look at that again. Maybe we'll get a shot of that on the podcast. Yeah. What do you have for us, Chris?
Well, I'm always, we have these esteemed universities, Georgia Tech. I'm going to ask a question. It's kind of an off-the-wall question, but say softball was taken away. You still have Georgia Tech. What does life look like without softball?
That's one of the big reasons I chose Georgia Tech because not only does it have a great softball program, but it's one of the best schools, especially for what I want to be whenever I grow up, which is an engineer. So it's just the perfect spot for me with or without softball.
Wow. So any particular kind of engineer? Have you decided on that yet or what?
I've been looking into biomedical engineering.
Biomedical. Wow. That's big time.
I'm a little ignorant to what that might be. Tell me about that.
It's really just like engineering in the medical field, which it like could be with prosthetics or even go into dental school, which was what I was thinking about doing, was becoming an orthodontist and constructing new like ways to make braces and stuff.
Oh wow.
Which there's just so many. It was rated one of the fastest growing engineering programs and one of the most needed. So I was very interested in going into that.
So definitely a job after we're done.
I think having engineering,
you can get it.
I actually played tennis with a couple of Georgia Tech graduates who are engineers right here in Macon.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's and they're proud of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
what you got?
So what I want to know. So we talked about Tatno a little bit. Could you give us a rundown of your travel team? I think your travel team was, from what we talked about, it was one of the things that really propelled you to be the player that you are. You know, having some of the best coaches.
Yes, sir.
Being around some of the best players. I know you mentioned so many of your players, your teammates, already have scholarships also. And so you're committed. You know, that could change, but we kind of doubt it. You know, she's kind of alumni stuff going on there with the parents and stuff. But tell me about your travel ball team. What's the name of your travel ball team?
Mojo Lunsford.
Lunsford, okay. And so your coaches, your teammates, the pitchers on that team, can you elaborate a little bit on that?
My coaches, Coach Mike, he's the head coach of our team. He's just really special to me. Like, the way he coaches is just aggressive, but he knows how to push us from like a distance. Sure. Like, he doesn't need to be on our field in order for us to feel like we still have to do our best. Like, it's just like whenever you're in the classroom and there's no teacher, you're going to be doing good without them being in there because they could walk in at any moment.
He's actually set it up for you.
Yes, sir.
He's put everything in motion for you so you know exactly what to do.
Yeah. And just being around all of my girls, like they're all D1 and we all just push each other to be.
Did you hear that, Chris?
Yeah, all D1.
Yeah, all D1.
All D1.
Yes, sir.
And how many players on that team?
14.
14 players on that team, all D1. That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
That's amazing. What do you mostly play at? You play here, Atlanta, Cali?
During the fall, we try to stay mostly in Atlanta, and then during the summertime, that's when we do most of our traveling. This year we went to Indiana, Kokomo, Indiana, and then Colorado.
Oh wow!
Next summer, I think we plan to go to California again.
Ooh. California girl, I love it. Can't beat it. I would love to go to Cali. You been to Cali?
Have not, but you know Anya, one of your clients,
right?
One of your supreme
clients. Speaking of clients, we'll talk about Caroline, the other client, soon. Soon. What you have, Chris?
So to go back to outside the lines. You know, in today's social media world, it's easy to have access to different people at any time. Is there anyone you would like to meet in person, and tell us why you would like to meet that person?
Oh, that's a hard question. I definitely would probably be,
sports related, celebrity, singers.
Probably Dansby Swanson or Austin Riley, for sure. Wow. Austin Riley is just, I love the way he hits and everything. I would just love to be able to sit down and talk with him about that.
I know.
Just the mind of a hitter. Being able to pick apart that is just so much fun. Me and my dad do it with each other all the time.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So she likes her craft.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And so we was talking about having hobbies, and you told me that you really didn't have any other hobbies other than softball. And I was mentioning that, you know, that's amazing to have someone on your team. Georgia Tech will have someone on your team that just loves softball. The stats are proven. You know, she's been to the state, is it once or twice?
Twice.
Been to the state twice. And she also have an opportunity to do that her senior year. And keep in mind, the number one pitcher in the state will not be there. Something to think about. So, as you know, this show is outside the lines.
Yes.
And so Chris brought up social media. We would like to know, how's your gram, how your Instagram's working, how's your Twitter working, how's your TikTok working? Are you a TikToker?
Yes.
You know, tell me what's the hottest thing going. What's your gram look like? We want to know what you dress like, how your shoes look, what you wear. We want to know who you are on a personal level.
My Instagram is pretty much me and my boyfriend, actually.
Yeah.
And we got some homecoming pictures, some Halloween pictures on there.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Any particular? Who were you Halloween?
We dress up as Bugs and Lolo Bunny.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I haven't seen those pictures.
And my TikTok, it's just like...
Tell us, go ahead and tell us.
It's just me dancing with my friends, basically. I don't take TikTok seriously.
No, that's good.
I mean, you should. Look, have fun.
Yeah, it's definitely something I just use to play around on.
You need to play. You're still young. You have a ton of life left. Mm-hmm. So please have fun. In anything you do, wherever you go, please have fun. Because you have plenty of time for stress.
Yeah.
And work.
Yeah.
Believe me.
That definitely would be Twitter's job right now, all the work. It's a little less work now because majority of recruiting for softball is off Twitter, so
right.
we were just constantly posting what I was doing, how I was working out and everything, but now I could kind of relax on doing that, so it's not that much work.
So to piggyback off that, tell me about the recruiting for Georgia Tech. I mean, how tedious was it? Did you have to do a lot to get recruited, or they knock on your door telling you, we need you, Caroline? How did that go?
Recruiting actually has changed a lot for softball. I don't know what year it actually was, but they changed it to where like September 1st, they can't talk to us at all until our junior year, September 1st. So you kind of really don't have any idea who all is going to call you or who's going to text you until that day. I mean, they kind of give your coaches hints here and there, but there's a lot of limits they can say. And I mean, Georgia Tech really took advantage of telling my coaches and stuff.
Oh, wow.
We want her at this camp. We want to see her here and all of that. And I was there, and I was ready to perform in front of them. And I just started growing more and more of a relationship with the coaches.
Yeah, that's awesome. So they have a great catcher for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
And a hitter.
Just
490.
Yeah. So as a catcher, you know, there's always 1,000 shortstops. You know, how is it really populated with catchers, or is that something that is a niche position in softball?
Shortstop definitely has to be one of the most athletic people on the field. Just the amount of range they have to cover and being brave enough to go and tag somebody on a throwdown. You're running straight at each other like this. I mean, there's a big chance for collision and stuff like that. You just have to be very brave, very athletic person to play that spot.
Wow.
Yeah.
So basically, it may not be many people that are athletic enough to take on that challenge. So that's why you may have so many other shortstops and so many other second basemen and center fielders and limited catchers, because you know, once you get to elite status, you know, middle school, 3 or 4, and I'm sure when you was younger, nobody really wanted to catch, and then once you get older, you have a few that want to catch.
Yeah.
So it is a prestige position for sure.
Very.
So you still have to talk about, let's walk over here. So you still have to talk about how was the recruiting for Georgia Tech? What happened? Who got the call and what happened?
It was September 1st. She was actually the first person to text me, the head coach, Coach Morales. She was the first person to text me on September 1st, which was really exciting because they were one of my top schools that I was looking at.
Sure.
And then just from there, we set up a FaceTime call and then ended up setting up my official visit.
Okay.
And
so
then,
no other schools?
Oh, I had quite a few other schools.
Okay, I thought so.
I had quite a few other schools.
But you was kind of locked in.
I was ready to commit. I was ready to.
Awesome.
I was ready to be.
It's
somewhere.
beautiful when you know exactly where you want to go.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
It was in-state, close to home, so
Yes.
I really liked that.
It's an excellent school. Excellent school.
Yeah, and I was really thinking about afterwards, after softball and stuff,
Sure.
Georgia Tech is probably the best school I'm going to go to and get the best education, and that's what I'm going to be getting a major for what I want to do. And after softball, so I'm not doing anything with softball after college. So.
You have to look for the future. I mean, you have to have a career. And what is that career for you? Engineering?
I'm pretty sure I want to go into biomedical engineering.
Biomed, okay.
Yes,
That'll
and
be
then
awesome.
go into orthodontistry or something
Got you.
afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Let me get our teeth fixed.
So here's some things your teammates might not even know, but we're going to let the world know. I got a couple of little fun facts we're going to ask, it's going to be rapid fire. iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
All right, iPhone. Texting or phone call?
Phone call.
Old school.
That's
She threw you off.
Facebook or Instagram?
Instagram.
All right. People or animals?
Oh. People.
People, let's go. So, see the future or change the past?
Change the past.
All right, that's some good ones. Fruits or vegetables?
Fruits.
All right. Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Oh, cats.
Good stuff.
I have
good
my
stuff.
own baby. Her name's Doja Cat.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go, world. Some fun facts about Miss Caroline Patterson.
Hey, could you elaborate on changing the past? You said she wanted to change the past?
Well, if you can see the future, you're just gonna know what's coming, and the only thing you could do is prepare. But change the past, you could go back and change something anytime you want.
You can go back and change it. So if you break your thumb, you can go
just
back.
go back and not break your thumb.
That is nice. This is nice. So that's gonna end it. We had an amazing time with Miss Caroline. She's a Georgia Tech commit. Exactly. She's a junior at Tatno High School. This is Outside the Lines with my co-host, Mr. Christopher Hunter. If you want to reach out to us, my name is Lee Hughes on Facebook. Also on IG is TNG Sports. If you want to go to my Twitter, it's Lee_Hughes at Twitter. Caroline?
My Instagram is Caroline E. Patterson, all together.
Caroline E. Patterson. Anything on Twitter?
Caroline E. Pat1.
Pat1.
All right.
And that'll do it. Outside the Lines.
Let's go.